the controversy is out. When this tea is so hot, you have to take 3 sips. Now put your feet up and relax, and let's get into it. Hello, welcome to the controversy is out. We are here with Julie Wigfall, and she's an author, entrepreneur, and she was a part of the Women's Group for mentoring. How have you been, Ms. Wigfall?
I'm well. How are you?
Blessed.
I'm
right?
blessed. How's blessed?
Right. So, can you tell me a little bit about your book, first?
Yes. The first part of my book is Breaking the Cycle, the lineage Breaking the Cycle. And basically it tells a story that people all over the world can relate to about different cycles that go on and pass down from generation to generation to generation. Not finishing school, having children before marriage, drug abuse. As I get on further into the books, you're going to see where the first book talks about introducing the cycle. The second book talks about how the cycle, when you accept the cycle, all the things and the side effects that can happen with that cycle. And then the third book is going to talk about how this character named Rain broke the cycle. Pretty much everybody, if you think about biblical terms, how we was all born in sins, which is my belief that we was all born in sin, and it travels from generation to generation. And it's up to us as a people to find a way to break the cycle. It's a process. It's not going to happen overnight, but you can do it. You don't have to stay in that cycle.
So y'all supposed to close that gap together and hopefully help that child to be better than you are.
That's right.
So that was kind of the message that I received on Sunday. So
Oh, wow.
that you said.
That's good.
Okay. So do you mind telling me about the mentor program?
One of my sons was acting up in school, so I was introduced to this gentleman that had his own organization. I began to help out. So I got a little introduction of young queens.
Right.
And that is something I want to do in the future with my own organization.
Right.
I want to be able to empower young girls. I want to help young girls. I want to teach them anything that I know to prevent them from going down the cycle that I went down.
Right.
So if I can just touch one child, one queen, that's what I want to do.
Right.
A lot of girls, and I mean it all with boys too, but a lot of girls, we suffer from self-esteem, not being loved, daddy issues, trying to fit in, doing all different types of things like that. And if I could come in and help and prevent that and show them a different path and see them with a future as graduating, as being entrepreneur, that's what I want to do. So by God introducing me to this man, you know what I'm saying, he was giving me a glimpse like, this is something that you can do for your own organization, for your own mentor group. So that is what I'm trying to establish in the future.
So can you say that inspired you to become an entrepreneur?
I always kind of wanted to be my own boss.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. You know, I looked at the surroundings from having a job at the age of 16, and I looked at the process and the management, and I always had a desire to empower my black people. I mean, I'm not racist or anything, but it's just something about my people. And I should want to see you do good. You should want to see me good, and we need to link up together. We can go forth, you know, as one.
So it wasn't like going to the presentation, you know what? That's okay. I see why I want to do it. Or it was just like in your mind that it's engaged. It's like that's what I want to do.
I have a friend named Stephanie Jones. She did her own like jewelry line, and I helped her with, you know, the books and stuff like that. And just watching her lifestyle, I'm like, wow, you know, I'm like, I can do something like that. And as far as my book, I always wanted to write books, but I always felt like I couldn't do it. And I came across a young lady that I shout out in my back of my book. We was talking at the job, and she said I wrote a book. And I was so inspired by it because she was younger than me, a black young woman, and she was doing her thing. And she said, you know, you can do the same thing. And she said, you have a story to tell. Yes, prophetess stood up to me and she said, God says, write the book.
Girl, listen, can you speak and listen? I literally posted, when God tells you to move,
Move.
you better move.
Don't be slowful.
Because you can't say you have faith, but then when God tell you to move, you don't see the vision.
Exactly.
Okay, because you may not be able to see as far as he can see, but if he's telling you to do something, obviously there's something different.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the fact that you actually move, you see where you are now. You know what you're second one.
Amen. Sometimes when people get in a situation, they want to blame God. No, you can't blame God for a choice that you made. He gives you free will and free power. You know what I'm saying? So when God starts showing you the way, when God starts telling you to move, when God starts giving you things, do it. Don't be slowful, because he's doing it for a reason.
Right.
I heard somebody say, it's a lot of purpose and potential in one location. I was like, what is she talking about? And she was like, the graveyard. So many people, purpose and dreams went to the graveyard because they never had the faith and they never acted on it. So many different brilliant people, so many scientists, so many lawyers, so many singers, but they never had the confidence to say, I can do this.
Right. What is something that you learned during your journey that you can teach someone else that can benefit from, whatever you struggle with, whatever you had to deal with during your journey?
As far as being an entrepreneur, something that I learned, you have to believe in yourself. And you can't worry about what the naysayers say. Because if you do, you'll never get nowhere. So you can't worry about nobody else's race. You got to focus on yours and believe if God gave this to you in due time, in due season, you're going to get to where he wants you to go.
Thank you. I had this conversation earlier today with one of my friends, because I'm not going to say the whole conversation. We know what we're talking about. But we were talking about something and it came up somehow that it's possible that somebody probably just not praying. And I said, you know what? I wouldn't even say that, because you can pray, like you said, faith without work is dead, right? You can pray all day long, like the preacher said. And I said, you know what? I didn't think about that. You can pray and pray and pray and pray. God already did what he said he was going to do for you. God already, you asked him to do what he's doing. You just need to go talk to these people. You need to go talk to these people. Open your mouth. You asked God, change my son, change my son. Well, he didn't change your son's heart. Now it's up to you not to go talk to your son and say, hey son, I see that you changed. I see you doing this. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. Like saying that you appreciate somebody, saying that you congratulations to somebody. He go a long way. God already did his part. You need to do yours.
And when you pray, you gotta believe.
Right. Entrepreneur, author, mentor, would you do anything differently, or would you do like everything?
You gotta listen to God and know when he wants us to put it out. It came out last year in February. Okay. I would have delayed it a little bit longer.
So what are the things you're trying to work out in life?
I want to do conferences like teaching our black people about economics, budgeting, credit.
Yeah, definitely. That is something that I feel like will benefit us a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. That's a good point. That is a great point. So can you tell me about your goal too?
Oh, my globe. I have this friend that her name is Kamika Winfrey. I never forget when I came to her house and I was telling her that I want to write my book, I want to sell jewelry. She said, get a globe. I'm a gospel singer. She has her facial products, everything natural, her scented candles. And I said, okay. And I said, why am I getting this globe? She said, because you got to believe when you turn this globe, your mahogany connection, when you turn this globe, the lineage, breaking the cycle, when you turn this gold mahogany jewelry collection, it's going to be all around the world.
And that is so unique. What would you want your legacy to be?
No matter what the circumstance is, no matter what cycle that you was born into or got into, you can always break that cycle.
Right.
I want people to know that you're talking to a single parent that dropped out of school, that had kids before marriage, that did a whole lot of crazy stuff. A lot of stuff I'm not proud of what I did, but it's growth. Not just for me, but for my kids. My legacy, when somebody reads Breaking the Cycle, to know no matter what mess you in, you can get out of that mess. And people feel like this is what I'm going to always be known as. But God said when you come into him, you're a new creature. Right. All things are passed away. That is my legacy. Break the cycle. No excuses. You can do it.
well. I would love for you to show your jewelry so everyone can see it. I'm also wearing Julie's earrings, unapologetically black, and she's going to show you all her jewelry and just go touch on, touch bases on each.
Okay. And I'm also wearing a collection, mahogany jewelry collection. It's about enhancing women's beauty.
Okay, so great speaking with Ms. Wigfall. I really appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
And I hope you come back again.
Oh, definitely.
Where can they reach you?
Julie Wigfall on Facebook. Instagram is Mahogany Connection. And you can send me an email, Mahogany Jewelry Collection. If you just go up under Julie Wigfall, you can hit the jewelry app and you will see all my display of jewelry.
Thank you all, and
bye.
Mahogany Jewelry Collection, a collector of beautiful items.